Well, I am delighted to be here with my friends in the Progressive Caucus and Senator Harkin. And we're also standing with groups like the AFL-CIO and Rich Trumka and millions of workers. We're standing with the AARP and the National Committee to Defend Social Security and millions of seniors. We're standing here today with every veterans organization in this country, and we're standing here with the National Organization for Women. What we are here doing is not just us. We are representing tens of millions of Americans who are saying that at a time when we have more wealth and income inequality in this country than at any time since the 1920s, you do not balance the budget on the backs of the elderly, the children, the sick, and the poor.
That's right.
As Senator Harkin indicated, when 1 out of 4 major corporations, profitable corporations, is paying zero in taxes, when we're losing $100 billion every year because corporations are stashing their money in the Cayman Islands and in some cases paying nothing in taxes, there are ways to do deficit reduction that are fair. But let me add to something. I stand here today not only as someone in opposition to cuts in Social Security, but as chairman of the Veterans Senate Committee. And I don't know what kind of country we become when we think that we are going to balance the budget on the backs of men and women who have lost their arms, their legs, and their eyesight defending this country. So we stand united in saying we are not going to balance this budget on the backs of disabled veterans. And don't kid yourself. Those cuts in the change CPI will be very significant, will be very hurtful to people who have already given so much to our country. Thank you.
And let me tell you, today before you, Senator Sanders is absolutely right. Men and women all over this country are being represented at this podium today. And one of the champions of labor, Rich Trumka, is here with us today at the AFL-CIO. Come on up here, Mr. Trumka. Thank you.
First of all, let me say good afternoon. Let me thank everybody for coming. I'm pleased to be in such great company. And I want to thank all the great representatives here for standing up for the seniors, for the disabled, and all of those that depend on Social Security. And let me start with one fundamental truth. Social Security did not cause, nor did it add to, the deficit in any way, right? So we've come here to express our collective opposition to a bad policy proposal, the change CPI. Change CPI is some economists' fancy way of weakening one of Social Security's most important protections, namely its cost of living increases, its annual COLA. That protects the purchasing power of benefits from inflation. To put it simply, Social Security's COLA protects the real value of benefits, and it prevents seniors from losing economic ground each and every year. Now for seniors, this COLA is particularly critical because other sources of income decline with age. Although the average annual benefit is just $15,000, it comprises 90% of the income of 1/3 of the seniors and disabled. Now, only 14% of our citizens have a defined benefit plan. And the median level of the 401ks in this country is $16,649. That means half of America has a 401k of $16,649 or less. Now, does anybody really believe that we have too much retirement security in this country? No. Does anybody believe that our seniors are well enough off and should be the ones to give more up at a time when it's obvious to all that U.S. corporations are not paying their fair share? Does anybody believe that this is the time to make economic inequality worse? Does anyone here really believe that our private pension system is flourishing, or that American workers can amass secure retirement savings accounts that can be counted on to last a lifetime? And who here believes that Americans can rely on the equity in their homes for financial security. You know, now I've been told that not to worry about the change CPI because there will be protections for some of the most vulnerable in our society. That our oldest seniors will receive a one-time benefit bump to lessen the hurt of the benefit cut. You know, if the change CPI is more accurate and a more accurate measure, why the exemptions?
Good question.
Why having that? See, I know something about bargaining. And even when you comprise or you compromise, you don't give up a fundamental value. And Social Security represents the best of American values, and more importantly, it works. So we call on the President and members of Congress to use our collective energy to protect and enhance rather than diminish one of the nation's finest, most popular family protections and one program that helps the disabled more than any other. Thanks for being here.
Go, Ricky!